Hello, I'm Jeff Michael. Here is your CBS On The Go update. There is a big mess after a car crashed into a Taco Bell in Glendale. It's a lot of water. The car lost control and slammed into that Taco Bell just after midnight. The crash caused a water line to break. As you see, water pouring out of the ceiling. The driver may be in a little bit of trouble, but nobody was hurt. Good news for drivers at Latuna Canyon on the Latuna Canyon Road. It has reopened. Engineers worked all weekend to assess that landslide near the 210 freeway. The hillside just gave way last week after several days of rain. A lot of crews pumped water out this weekend so the engineers could take a look at the stability of the hillside as well as the road. Now your CBS 2 travel forecast. Here's Danielle Gersh.
Hi, Jeff. Happy Monday, everyone. So gusty winds, low humidity. That means critical fire weather conditions today over the southern high plains and the desert southwest. And then a slow-moving storm system going to bring a threat for severe thunderstorms, heavy rain, and flooding to portions of the plains and the lower Mississippi Valley today through Thursday. Highs today, look at that. 60s in San Francisco, 70s here in the Southland and to Phoenix, 80s for Dallas into Houston into Miami too, 50s in Kansas City into Denver, 40s in Manhattan later today, 37 the high in Butte. So you could see some weather-related travel delays through LaGuardia. Other than that, if you have any travel plans to start the work week, you should be in good shape. Here at home, a trough of low pressure will keep things cool for today, but we have a big warm-up. We're talking about high pressure building in behind this low, and that'll bring our temperatures into the upper 70s, even some low 80s. Finally going to feel like spring around here. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Highs today, upper 60s from the coast to the basin to the valleys. You'll be near 70 this afternoon. Upper 70s by tomorrow, though, for the valleys in the IE, into the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. Slightly cooler for the weekend, but still above average, and we're keeping that sunshine around. Finally feeling like spring. Jeff.
All right, Danielle, thanks very much. Some young activists are back home this morning after they took part in the big March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. CBS 2's Christy Fajardo caught up with those returning students at LAX.
On the ground at LAX, but still feeling the energy from the March for Our Lives in D.C., about a dozen teens from South LA came home, more determined than ever to see change in their community.
This has empowered me a lot. It has empowered all of us here, and so we're just ready. We're just ready for whatever is next, and we're going to keep on pushing. 17-year-old Edna Chavez's story has now been heard around the world. On stage in D.C., she spoke about the murder of her 14-year-old brother in South L.A., bound to the Parkland students because their pain is the same. You hear pops thinking they're fireworks. They weren't pops. You see the melanin on your brother's skin turn gray. Ricardo was his name.
It's a different side to the gun violence issue, says Chavez and the teens with the Community Coalition who traveled with her. They were proud to see her thrust South LA into the national conversation.
When we're talking about gun violence, let's not talk about only mass shootings, because even though those are like grand and those are emotional, we need to talk about the day-to-day levels, the families that are affected and the families that are not talked about.
But they say talking alone won't change the plague of gun violence in South LA, nor will gun laws, unless other reforms come with them.
The mental health resources, the mentorship programs, the job opportunities, and paid internship programs.
The teens say gun violence is a decades-old problem in South LA, but now that it's finally getting attention there, they plan to work hard to make sure their community stays in the spotlight. At LAX, Christy Fajardo, CBS 2 News.
Now your CBS On The Go sports. Lots of excitement building up ahead of the Final Four. Teams that will duke it out on the basketball court. Loyola Chicago continued its magical run with a win over Kansas State. Michigan outlasted Florida State to earn its spot. Joining them will be Villanova, which got past Texas Tech, and Kansas, which knocked out Duke in an overtime thriller. March Madness resumes on Saturday. And that's your CBS On The Go update. I'm Jeff Michael. Remember, we're always on at CBSLA.com. Be sure to watch us on the CBS 2 News at 5, 6, and 11 p.m.